So welcome friends. So in this question you given that you have a parabola y square is equal to 4x and p is any arbitrary point on this parabola, and from this p you are drawing a tangent, and this tangent meets the tangent at the vertex, which is y axis at b, and the axis of the parabola at t, and q is any point on this tangent, and you have drawn perpendiculars qn onto sp and qm onto the directrix. So from this information, you're given 4 options. You're asked to select which is right. The first option is B bisects PT, B bisects PT, B trisects PT. QM is equal to Sn, QM is equal to Sn, QM is equal to 2 times Sn. So these are the 4 options. So let us first try to analyze the first 2 options. So what is B doing with respect to PT? So let us take P is any point T, that is P is at square comma 2at. Let us take the parameter of P as at square comma 2at. Now, what is the equation of PT? So, equation of PT is nothing but the tangent at T, that is yt is equal to x plus at square, x plus at square. And what is the point B? The point B is nothing but the y-intercept of the line. That is, if you put x is equal to 0, you get the y-intercept, that is 0 comma at. And what is point T? So point T is nothing but the x-intercept, that is, if you put y is equal to 0, so you get the x-intercept, that is minus at square comma 0, minus at square comma 0. So now you have all these 3 points. So you just need to see the length of BP and BT. So instead of taking the lengths of BP and BT, so can you see that? So what's the point? P is at square comma 2at, B is 0 comma at, and T is minus at square comma 0. So what's the midpoint of PT? Midpoint of PT is nothing but at square minus at square by 2, which is 0, 2at plus 0, 2at by 2 is 80. So which is same as point B. So what's the meaning of it? B is the midpoint of PT, that means B is bisecting the line segment PT. So option A is right. Next, let us go to the next 2 options. Let us compare the lengths of QM and Sn. So for this, so we use a standard property of parabolas, which is if you have a point P, you have the focal radius and the perpendicular from P onto the directrix. So from any point you can join the focus, you get the focal radius, and you can drop a perpendicular onto the directrix to get Pn, or n is already used. So let us take it as PC. So PC. So now we know that we have 2 properties. SP is equal to PC. This distance will be exactly same as this distance. That's the definition of parabola. And the next important point that you need to remember is this tangent at point P always bisects the angle between these 2. The tangent at P always bisects the angle between the focal radius and the perpendicular from P onto the directrix. This is called reflection property. So reflection property of parabola. So now that we understood the reflection property of parabola, how do you use this to solve this problem? So now Q is any point on this tangent. Hence, if you draw perpendiculars from Q onto Qn and PC, so these 2 triangles are congruent. That is, Pn will be equal to, so QD. So if you take this as D, Pn will be equal to QD. And we already know that SP is equal to PC. This implies Sn plus Np is equal to PD plus DC. So PD and Pn are same. So these 2 gets cancelled. So this implies Sn is equal to DC. But from the diagram you can very clearly see that DC will be exactly same as Qn because these 2 are same lengths. So DC is equal to QM. So definitely QM is equal to SN will be the right answer. So option C is the right answer. Thank you.